don't even know how to start. Just literally, the ball went through the hoop 15 minutes ago. UConn comes back and wins. And guess what? The Hurley family and LT are going to be together again at a Final Four.
Ooh, I like it. The intensity. What did you think like going into halftime of that game?
I'm like, this is an ass whooping. It's like, all right, I got some great questions. I'm going to ask the Boozer. I'm going to ask the Duke teammates.
Yeah.
Which Boozer brother has a higher GPA? Who's a better dancer? Who's funnier? I'm going to have all this stuff. I'm going to try to find the dad and ask the same question.
There you go.
And I had some good stuff for UConn.
You don't get to see Ken Jeong.
Melissa said that.
Yeah.
But you know who I'm going to meet? Bill Murray.
There you go.
I'm going to find him. I told you know the story how we split up. You know, we always split up at the end. You take towels and I try to get content, but you know we won't go there. That's my favorite towel. We got to get one this year, or you got to get one this year.
I was going to say I don't hear you complaining. So.
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, hey, welcome to another college basketball week powered by the Full Court LT back in the saddle, Sammy D. We're going to be together. I get to see Big Sam as of this next weekend in Indianapolis. But so we split up, and I was getting my stuff ready, and I turn around and freaking Bill Murray's just right there. I'm like, I'm gonna get an interview with Bill Murray on the court after they won the national championship. I turn around again, get everything ready, so I look kind of like just very inconspicuous or whatever.
Yeah,
he's freaking gone.
I think
Andrew Hurley.
Plan accordingly. Bring your Caddyshack like full costume.
Yeah.
Like to the Final Four. But
yeah.
Oh, I'm pumped up for these four teams.
I know. It's phenomenal. So I'm trying to figure out some good questions for the Illinois players, like which Balkan teammate is the best dancer?
Ooh.
Who's the greediest?
Yeah.
Does anybody know Robert Petrosco, maybe?
I'll leave those questions up to you.
Yeah. So what do you think? I mean, we've got Illinois, Arizona, Michigan, and UConn.
Yep. I mean, the two hottest teams in the country are Arizona, Michigan, right? They're going to battle it out in the Final Four, in the semis. You know, people are already saying, like, oh, is this for the finals? Is this for the championship, that first game? Obviously, you can't say that if you've watched enough basketball, especially what happened today with UConn coming back, winning at the buzzer. But those two teams, it's like the battle for number one supremacy. You know, it's the ultimate rubber match for the 2026 season. You know, Arizona held the number one spot for 9 weeks until Michigan snatched it in mid-February. They both finished 1 and 2 in KenPom and the AP poll. I mean, this game really decides a lot moving into that championship game.
You know what it decides?
What's that?
Who's playing on Monday?
There you go. I mean, happy for Tommy Lloyd. You know, finally gets over the hump. First Final Four. Dominant win over Purdue. You know, they outscored the Boilermakers by double digits in the second half. We went into this tournament saying Arizona's the most tested team in the tournament, you know, for what their non-conference schedule looked like, as well as moving through the Big 12 throughout the season. I mean, they're just not slowing down, right? So
and it's interesting. So who would win in a pickleball match? Tommy Lloyd or Dusty May? They both play pickleball.
Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
I'll ask that.
I could see Lloyd being a little bit more of a power hitter, Dusty May being a little bit more finesse, you know, a little bit more strategic out there. So I don't know. One player I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of that, you know, people haven't talked about too much, you know, but he is getting a lot of more national attention now, is Braden Burries. You know, he's emerged as Arizona's X factor. I think if he has a good Final Four presence, I mean, he's a top 10 NBA pick. Right. So? I mean, his ability to create his own shot is ridiculous. And I think that's going to be the key to this Michigan game if Arizona is going to come out on top.
Yeah. What is your and I'm excited to see Illinois play. They play such, and you know, kudos to Coach Underwood. You know, kudos to him. I mean, what he's doing and stuff like that has done in Illinois has been pretty darn remarkable.
I love it.
What is the one thing you're looking for this Final Four other than seeing me?
With the Illini?
Just anything.
You know, I think it's just the quality of basketball. I've thought a lot about that throughout this tournament, as we didn't see any mid-majors get through the first week, right? There's a lot of talk throughout the season, last season. It's going to continue in the off season about, is the true Cinderella story done because of NIL and the transfer portal? Like, the quality of basketball at this Final Four, I think it's the best quality in the history of the tournament.
Yeah.
When you look at the skills, the athleticism, the coaching, this Final Four, this coming weekend, is the most talented group of 4 teams that have ever played in the Final Four, in my humble opinion. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing, is just the quality of play every minute of each game.
Yeah. You know what I'm not looking forward to?
What's that?
The next morning after when the transfer portal officially opens.
Yeah. I know.
Is there like 1,000 names already, like ready to go? Or
I mean, there's people that basically said, yeah, when it opens, I'm going to enter. Dusty May's comment about the portal, I thought it was very well done. Apparently one of his players' agents has already talked to him saying, hey, so-and-so is looking at entering the portal. Like, we've been contacted by other teams, and Dusty May's position is like, if this isn't the best fit for him, then, we want to support him. Just don't let it be a distraction.
Who had the least amount of minutes this weekend?
I know, right? I guess we got to look that up. But it's like, I don't want to take the focus off of the 4 teams in the Final Four. I'm also excited about, getting to Indianapolis, and it's just going to be basketball mecca with the other tournaments.
NIT. Hey, the NIT, baby.
You got Division II. It's the first year they've done
too.
Yeah, it's the first year they've put all these different tournaments at the same location. And so I'm really excited about that, because I think, we're going to step outside the fan experience. We're going to step outside the coaches convention. You're going to see such a mix of fan experiences happening on the streets and at restaurants, and just chatter amongst themselves, right? Sure. To see Division II fans there at the Final Four. I'm just excited about it. There's not going to be a better place in the world next weekend than Indianapolis.
It better not be freezing cold, because we should have Elsie on the loose. I should do like a man on the street stuff.
There you go. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome, and it's really going to be good quality basketball. I'm really excited. Shout out to a former guest, Ryan Peenon, who gave us a laundry list of flowers, or a laundry list of compliments.
Great guy.
From Illinois State NIT Final Four, and Tulsa, Coach Monkel, the Golden Bird team. So I'm excited about that. We'll see Auburn. And who's the 4th team again? I just forgot it. At a brain fart.
I'd have to take a look. But
who is the 4th team? Auburn, Illinois State, Tulsa. Oh my God, I can't believe I can't think of it. Well, look while you look that up. But so it's interesting on Twitter the last couple of days.
New Mexico.
That's for New Mexico. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited to return back to Hinkle Fieldhouse.
There you go.
Guess what I'm going to do when I did the last time I was there?
You're going to measure
Hickory.
Yeah, shout it out.
It's awesome, man. It's like one of the Meccas, man. But I'm really excited. NCAA does a really good job organizing tournaments. Shout out to our guy, David Warlock. Go Bills Mafia. It's going to be awesome. Like, it's going to be, you're right. It's just going to be electric. Like, from once you get out of the airport, it's going to be just electric. Indiana is such a gracious state, great people, and they love basketball. So could you maybe see it there every year or every other year in Indianapolis and do it like this?
I could see them doing it like this at other venues. I don't think it's ever going to be in one location.
I don't know anybody else that can host. They've got literally 3 arenas.
Yeah, but you're looking at where, when cities are now reinvesting in their downtowns, they're thinking about things like this. I'll put it like this: if you can host a Super Bowl, you can host the NIT, the Final Four, and D2 and D3 moving forward, right? You look at
that there's a chance for Akron, Cleveland to get it.
No. They'd have to build
a travel budget.
Yeah, there you go. But you look at what Michigan's built in Detroit. You look at what Dallas has built in Dallas. All these new stadiums. They're building for just massive conventions, huge tourism dollars. The NCAA has a leg up being headquartered in Indianapolis, but Yeah, I'm jazzed up about that.
Yeah. What do you think about the coaching carousel, or I like to call it the coaching transfer portal?
I'm surprised a few positions are still open.
I'm not.
No.
Okay. I'm not. I really am not surprised. I think it's.
Yeah.
I just want to say Will Wade's a gangster.
I love Will Wade.
He's
I
a
love
gangster,
Will Wade.
straight gangster.
I mean,
I love that he's back at LSU, and I love that Heath Schroyer's with him. We love
absolutely. I mean, let's talk about the return of Will Wade to LSU. I mean, whether you love it or hate it, I mean, I think this is great for college basketball. I mean, at its core, sports is about winning, right?
Winning.
And Will Wade is unapologetic about that. He's not dressing it up in cliches. He's not pretending it's something it's not. He wants to win, and he's willing to do what it takes within a system. Let's be honest, can sometimes be a little bit murky. But
Trailblazer.
Yeah. I mean, meaning that in today's era of NIL, transfer portal, quasi-free agency, the idea that college athletics is some pure, untouched amateur space is long gone. So why are we still pretending, right? Like, I mean, what Will Wade represents is transparency and ambition. He's playing the same game everyone else is playing. He's just not pretending, you know? And frankly, that honesty is refreshing. The personal layer that you hit on earlier, you know, it's not just about a job, it's about alignment. Yeah. Wade gets the chance to work alongside Heath Schroyer, someone he trusts, someone he's worked with before, someone who understands exactly how he operates. Yeah. And in college basketball, where fit and trust matter as much as talent, that kind of partnership is a real advantage. Yeah. Right. And here's what I don't get. Right. Like the outrage by like media and fans, like it feels very selective. You know, like we've seen coaches get second and third chances after far more serious issues. You know, we're talking about things like player mistreatment, ethical violations that go beyond recruiting gray areas, even personal misconduct that impacts lives far beyond the court. Yet those stories fade, coaches resurface, right? But a guy who pushes the envelope to build a winner, that's where we draw the line. Like, come on, let's get serious, right?
Yeah, but it's not like now North Carolina State's kind of high and dry, but they also going to get some money for it.
They're going to get some money, and it's like I mean, whose fault is it they didn't have a bigger buyout for them, right? I mean, it's like if you're a competitor, like if you're a program trying to matter in a brutal conference, you want someone who is fully invested in maximizing every advantage. You know, Will Wade is exactly that. He's betting on himself, and he's putting himself and his family in the best position to succeed. And that's not a scandal. It's not scandalous. Like that's human, right? I mean, at the end of the day, college basketball isn't hurt by figures like Will Wade. It's energized by him.
Yeah. So the funny thing I've seen on Twitter the last couple of days, and this is going to come out Tuesday morning, so I don't know what's going to happen on Monday, obviously. So there's rumors, or pretty strong rumors, that John Gross is going to College of Charleston.
Seen that.
Yeah. Yeah. And Akron people are like, this is a step down. I'm like, dude, have you ever been to Charleston? Have you ever been on the campus of College of Charleston? Right. I mean, it is gorgeous. They've got, and it's all basketball focused. You know, is the Colonial, the CAA, or the Coastal Athletic Association better or worse than the MAC? Someone saying like, oh, the MAC's a too big conference. Yeah, this year, but not next.
Do you think Coach Gross has Googled how do the Starbucks in Charleston compare to the ones in Akron?
I think he's there as we speak on vacation with his family.
Okay.
Starbucks everywhere, and he's a wonderful fellow. He'll make friends very quickly at the Starbucks. No, you know what? I think the thing is, what people don't understand is just kind of seeing it is the MAC conference is just it's a tough conference in the sense of identity, you know, PR. I think they have a really big issue at hand. I mean, they give out pretzels and drinks. They don't even feed the media. Should I have to pay for parking? I'm not complaining, but you know, and I think with Akron, I mean, Akron as a university is having a tough time financially. And I think he's maximized it. I mean, he has a great product, and I don't think they've had a sellout in years. So why not go to College of Charleston? It's a booming city. There's a lot of movement. I mean, what's the closest pro basketball team to Charleston?
The Charlotte Hornets or the Charlotte Bobcats.
2-3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours? Oh no, it's a hike. So, you know, I think it'll be good for him. He'll probably make a little bit more. He'll have more money for assistants, but more importantly, he'll have more money for NIL.
Yep, I agree.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think? Where do you think North Carolina goes? Everybody's resigning.
Everybody's resigning, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this in the future, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I think ADs are getting, they're now playing the game too, right? Where it's like, all right, like you want to call Mark Byington, like, all right, I'm gonna put a contract on his table before he makes that extension, before he makes that decision to extend his contract for an extra couple of years. Mm-hmm. That way, if he does decide to go, which is his choice, like you're gonna owe us a few extra $1 million. So I think you're gonna see a lot more of that from ADs playing this game a little bit smarter moving forward. Not apparently, but there's rumors floating out there that Billy Donovan is taking the interest seriously at North Carolina, that maybe his time with the Bulls and the NBA is coming to a close and he wants to, finish back off in college at, a traditional blue blood school where he's going to have all the resources basically at his disposal. Do I see that happening? I still think that that's less than likely. I mentioned it a minute ago that, Mark Byington, I think he's the leading candidate that is likely to be offered the job and accept it.
Even though he's got a bigger buyout and a contract extension, all that stuff.
Yep. I don't think somebody like North Carolina is going to care about that. Same with like if and when Kansas opens up, like the basketball boosters at those programs, they're going to figure out a way to get the coach that actually wants the job.
Yeah. Well, it seems like no one wants a job right now.
I mean, that was what I was saying, where I was like, I'm a little surprised some of these positions are still open.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy. Nothing's come out on Kansas yet, but that could have happened yesterday.
No. And, we've seen this in years past where universities also make formal announcements the first day of the Final Four, right? Just so more people talk about it, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, more eyes are on that game. I can definitely see North Carolina kind of push. They're going to make a decision before that Saturday game because they want all the free media that they're going to get from the decision, and so I can see them making a decision that kind of Wednesday through Friday. So a lot of people start talking about it.
Yeah, what do you think about?
It was 2 Final Fours ago where Calipari made the announcement.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was crazy. People were like, "What?"
Yeah. And then it's like that's all people talked about that day instead of the actual games. So it's I expect an announcement late the second half of this week by North Carolina. I think that's a little too soon for somebody like Billy Donovan to make that decision, right? And so yeah, I mean I'm putting my chips in on Mark Byington, especially because he got that extension. I think Vanderbilt kind of knows what's happening behind the scenes.
Well, that wouldn't be a terrible hire. He did really well at Georgia Southern and at James Madison. So, what do you think about the Coach Murray hire at Boston College?
I'm happy for him. I don't get it, but I'm happy for him. I think he's qualified to have a better position at a better program historically. Right, with better resources. I don't see Boston College making a lot of waves with NIL and player retainment and things like that. And 2 things Coach Murray's going to do well at. He's going to do great at recruiting and he's going to do great at player development. But what happens when you're a good recruiter and you are a really good player development for a year or 2? Your players just get poached.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to be the downfall with him at Boston College, but I see that as I see that as more of I hate to use the word, but a stepping stone in his career. And I think he's going to build a really good team where they're going to be fun to watch. They're going to play high IQ basketball and they're going to be competitive.
Yeah. So I'm excited, man.
Yes, sir.
We're rounding down College Basketball Weekly. We got a couple more weeks. We'll take a little bit of hiatus, and then we'll start it again in the fall. College Basketball Weekly. It looks like we're gonna have someone this week. I haven't told you yet. We get someone, so that should be good. You're
gonna surprise me, huh?
I'm gonna surprise you. I'm not gonna tell you. But, Yeah, we'll do an episode from the Final Four. Probably drop on Monday, and then we'll do. Then that'll be it. We'll do probably a wrap up show a week later. I'm going to be on vacation, and then we'll close down College Basketball Weekly for a couple months, and we'll be back at it. We got some other stuff brewing on the Full Court Network, so make sure you subscribe, rate, review. If you're watching us on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, follow us on X and Instagram. So, Sammy, I think that's it, man. We're ready. Final Four bus, baby. LT and Sammy D. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I hope it's not too cold.
See you in Indy, LT.
All right. Bye, Felicia.